Robyn, you mean to tell me we're 2 weeks in a row and there's been no stupid, dumb twists?
I know. I'm gagged, you know? I've only
I was
watched
gonna do pretends to be shocked, but I am actually shocked. Welcome to the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. I say something gay. I'm drinking my crack tea, but today I'm very excited because I'm drinking it out of my cup mug. It's finally here.
I have to get me a cup mug.
It's so small. It's so small. I usually use a cup like double this size, but today we also have the rest of my tea in this one because it's just a little bit bigger. But yes, finally it has arrived. It was only $13 with shipping. So
not bad.
No, not at all.
Yeah, and it's me, Robyn. I'm back. Was I here last week? I was, right?
Yeah, I think so.
For like a half.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, disappointed in the move this week, but it was a great move, I feel. And, we'll get into it more, although we're in mourning, I think it needed to be done for certain people. Some certain people, I feel like it was a little too soon, but we'll get into it and we'll all cry together, me and you, Logan. I'll hold you and you can console me.
I'll console you.
I see you're in green in honor.
I am. I had to. My winner pick is gone, y'all, and I'm upset about it. But I don't know if you're aware, Robyn, because I didn't see it a whole lot on Twitter, but I realized it. This is a parallel to the exact situation that happened on last season.
Is it? Who went out in this spot?
Noelle, who won the reward challenge and went to the sanctuary and was then voted out.
Oh my
I
God,
realized it immediately because when I watched it live, they showed a commercial and it was one of those like Survivor promos where it's like beating the odds, getting up and challenging whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. Oh yeah, Noelle. Oh, Noelle won this challenge. And I turned to my roommate and I go, I wonder if the same thing's going to happen this time. And then it did.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying I jinxed this elimination, but so we dive in, we come back into the episode, and Kane is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And Franny was left out of the vote. And
can you believe that? I was shook. I didn't think she was left out. I was like, okay, maybe Franny threw that for whatever reason, or they.
Well, she voted for Jamie, which was really strange.
Yeah, I'm like, but they all think Jamie has this idol, so it doesn't make total sense. But it makes sense knowing now that she was left out. So.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know where I am. I don't why was I left out of this vote? Meanwhile, Jamie no longer has her fake idol, which this fake idol is going to be the detriment of her game.
It literally is. We've been hearing about it too fucking much.
And we're still hearing about it.
It's gone and we're hearing about it, yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, so Kane walked out with Jamie's fake idol. And it's just... Carson's doing damage control. Because, so he says, and I did love this, he tells Jamie, oh, Kane told me about your idol. And Carson in confessional is fully like, oh yeah, no, I'm going to blame it on Kane because he's not here anymore. And he can't vouch that I'm telling the truth.
Right.
Or not. So I'm going to blame it on the people that are in the jury. And I'm like, same. I would do the same.
Can I say, and we'll get into Carson a little more this episode, I'm not so high on this little twink bottom boy. But
anymore. Emphasis on anymore, Robyn.
I mean, I was at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
He was kind of drifting off for me. I was finding him very annoying, kind of like I did Sammy last season. I think it's just young, white, twink-looking men just, piss me off in this game.
The bane of my existence.
Yeah, I don't know if it's probably just the age, right? They just like.
I think it really is.
Xander, I actually appreciate it. I will say, I love Xander.
Xander was a smart game
He
player.
was such a sweetheart too. You know, like he
the
put
only
a lot
one of
his
that
heart in there.
The
and
only
like
one of that
tweets like Carson saying, "Oh, I wasn't saying nothing to Carolyn because I didn't want her to get through that mud course or whatever." It's very heartless. I don't know. There's something that rubbed me wrong about him, like saying that. Like, I don't care if you're trying to throw it, and I know he was sick and he didn't want to go through that net with the mud, which he ended up doing for 2 seconds anyway. But like, girl, that is your partner. She picked you because she felt bad, and you're not reciprocating that. Like, I don't know. Social game, I don't really see it, you know?
No.
But I will say this episode, especially him like telling Jamie, like, yeah, Kane told me this and this. You know, I did like that gameplay from him, and it's sick that now I'm like changing my mind on Carson when he's blocked me on Twitter. So
he did.
He did.
No,
because I dragged his ass for like making Carolyn look like a fucking idiot. I just, I'm Carolyn is mother. I don't give a fuck. You know, like you should do everything for her.
I mean, I was gonna say good things about him, but not anymore.
It's fine. People are sensitive, and I get it, right? I'm like,
yeah,
you're way too sensitive. You know how many like times I've dragged Cassidy through the mud, and she still she don't follow me, but she hasn't blocked me yet. So.
Well, she can't block anybody at the moment.
Allegedly.
Which I'm thrilled. But yeah, so we go immediately to a challenge, and I'm like, oh God, what is this? And then they're like, reward. And I'm like, what do you mean a reward? we don't do that anymore. What do you mean, Jeff? But we do have a reward challenge. It is the get on that contraption that just looks dangerous and spin around. And then you have to cross like the balance beam or whatever to get balls. And you have to throw the balls up. And that's the whole challenge.
I hate it so much.
I have vertigo. I physically would not be able to do this. I would literally I would be going at a
You're going so slow.
I would literally be like turning, reset, turn, reset. Like it would be so slow. But I think the rest of the challenge I could do fairly well.
Mm-hmm. I think so as well.
I hate being dizzy though. I hate being dizzy.
Yeah.
It's just like not good.
I feel like I will be probably throwing up if I go through that, you know.
But throwing up what? There's nothing in your stomach at that point.
I've done it before.
The same. A long night of drinking after you just don't eat prior, not a great idea. I was a child.
A couple weeks ago.
I could not a couple years ago.
TMI, but I couldn't get out of bed, so I just threw up on the floor. I was like, I'll clean in the morning. It wasn't nothing. It was
We've all been there, right?
Acid, you know, because I didn't eat anything.
We've all been there.
I'm a dumb bitch.
Well, next time eat something. What if we learned from this experience, Robyn? We eat things.
I know. I'm horrible at doing that. Because, like, especially when I'm going out, I'm like, I'll eat when I go out, and then I never do.
Never. It's always too expensive.
Yeah. Or they don't have
It's like I don't want to pay $11 for a quesadilla that's that size. No, thank you. I know y'all pay the same amount that I do for that cheese. Don't try me like that. But yeah, so to nobody's surprise, this challenge comes down to Franny and Danny.
Franny
wins! Oh,
I love Franny winning, of course.
Queen.
But this was one you could have thrown. It's not like it's for immunity, Franny. You didn't really need it.
Well, she had only been on one immunity or one reward, I think, at that point.
And that was the merge, I think, right?
That was merge. So, like, I do understand to an extent why she did what she did.
No.
But
yeah, no, I understand that. You're out there, you're hungry. You were like, oh yes, what was it, tacos or whatever?
Tacos, yeah.
Okay,
Tacos and
yeah.
margaritas.
And I get that, right? Tacos, margaritas, this, that, and the third. You know, I get it. You're hungry, but sometimes I don't know, and that's the thing that was Franny's downfall in the game, right? Like, I think she doesn't think through the scenarios of what could happen if she wins. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're going to this reward, but again, you're setting yourself up as this big threat. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with when Matt went home. You know, she could have threw it and have Matt be safe and have her allies still in the game.
Exactly.
You know, I don't think she thought it over strategically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I get it. You know, as I've watched her interviews and stuff, she's like, and it's just rings through, you know. You're on Survivor and you want to win the challenge no matter what it is. You want to push yourself, you want to see if you could do it, but sometimes winning the challenge is not always the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So. I mean, look at Marianne, who won, I don't think, a single challenge.
No, she didn't win no challenges.
So yeah, so Franny wins the immunity. It is to the sanctuary, and she gets to pick. Ends up being 3 people to go with her.
3 or 4. Yeah, 3
with her.
Yeah. Yes.
Plus, she gets the knowledge that there are letters from home at the reward. And I just love that she said mother, mother, and mother. Mind you, there were 4 mothers. And I felt so bad for Jamie.
Is Jamie a mom too?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I believe so. Oh, I could be wrong, but
I personally never heard anything about her kids. That's on.
I thought we got
and I don't.
I thought we got like a flashback moment at some point in the season with her husband and her kid.
Oh, okay.
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
If not, then I'm very, very glad that Franny just chose all 3 of the mothers. So she picks Carolyn, and then she picks Lauren, and then she picks Heidi. And I loved that. And that's the moment where I realized, oh, there's literally 5 women and 4 men left, or 3 men left in the game. And I was like,
period.
As it should be.
Right. And I think Franny ate the people she picked. Like Carolyn off the bat, I was like, Franny.
And then Lauren, who only has just gone up in my personal view.
Yeah.
Of, like, okay, I'm going to say this, and I know this is going to be not controversial, but, like, not the popular opinion, and not unpopular either. I think
you're just to let you know, your mic's a little staticky. I can hear you, but...
No, not this.
Just like a little.
I've got my good mic in.
Okay, it sounds better now.
Okay. And my
yeah, there you go.
My HDMI might not have been in all the way, but I think I want Lauren to win.
Yeah.
I think I do. Like, I love Carolyn, and I'd be so happy.
No, listen. Yeah. Go
Jam
ahead.
Jam? Same. Jam Jam? Same. Jamie would be a confusing winner, but I would love that. Heidi would love to see it. Who else is left?
Danny.
No. Absolutely not. Carson would be deserving. But I think it's Lauren. She's just so under the radar, but she's playing a strong game. She has an immunity win. No one is actively targeting Lauren, and no one has. Exactly. And the only time she was actively targeted was a hot moment by Danny.
Yeah.
So it's like...
No, I get what you're saying about Lauren. Of course, you know, I'd love Lauren to win, you know, but I know it's like, I shouldn't read into the edits, but I do. And I'm just like, we haven't got much Lauren content besides her winning the immunity. And then this week we got a little more, which I love to see this kind of side from Lauren. I love to see the vulnerability. Absolutely. I love her like getting in tears because her dad's telling her all this, sharing his emotions with her, right? Like I feel like she's been in a place with her father that he never really shows it, you know?
Mhm.
I would be like that if I was on Survivor and my dad sent me stuff, you know? I would be like, oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
God, he loves me or whatever. But I like know
Right.
my dad loves me, but he doesn't express it, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But yeah, I love seeing that. So I don't know. It could be the tipping point, right? This could be the start of us seeing more Lauren. Hopefully, I'm always down for more Lauren content,
Yeah.
you know? Hello, editors.
Come
Hello.
on now.
You know?
I mean,
I
thankfully,
know
there's
we
only
got the
7.
2 to 3. I know we got the 3 Stooges, honey, and I love them, but, like, I want to experience all the players, and Lauren is just someone I haven't gotten a lot of gameplay and her
Mhm.
thoughts. You know, especially like when she's blindsided by this vote or like last vote, we don't hear her side. And
Yeah.
I don't know, I think it's missed opportunities in the edits. And if she is going to be a winner at the end, then we need to see a little more. But I wouldn't be mad at her winning for sure.
Well, I think what's interesting as well, and you pointed it out, like based on the edit and not wanting to read into the edit too much. If we read into the edit of the last 3 seasons, I don't think I would have predicted Erica, Marianne, or Gabler winning. Even at this point in their seasons.
Yeah.
Like if I would probably have said Xander, Omer.
Xander. Mm-hmm.
Xander, Omer,
Yeah.
Jesse.
But even at the final 3,
Exactly.
right? Like
Yeah.
I felt like in 41 at 4 when we got there, I think I watched 41 twice, you know. So when I watched it the first time and seeing the final tribal, I was like, well, seeing the final 3 in itself, I was like,
Mhm.
Xander got it based on the edit, based on
Yeah.
everything. But then he started talking, and I was like, he don't got it. He can't
Truthfully,
win.
then he started talking.
You know? But yeah,
Yeah,
based
no.
on the edit, right? And then same thing for Marianne. No, Marianne was just good at
Marianne was Queen Icon Legend.
right.
The moment.
I think out of the final 3 with her, I think Mike had the better edit in terms of like winner.
I
But
think
he
I would
just
agree.
couldn't articulate his game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think we were always misled by who the winner could be in
Yeah.
this new era. So
And that's why I'm like, I feel like someone like Lauren, like Heidi, like Jamie, even could sneak up out of nowhere because none of these ladies are getting the dominant edit at this point. And this seems to be a tipping point, and we'll talk about it as well. Because the last 3 seasons as well, this vote out has kind of been the tipping point for each season. 8th place in the modern era is like the icon spot now. And we'll talk about it, but
you know what? I want to say that I've gotten 8th place a lot. If I'm not going to the final 2, I get 8th place a lot. So we'll take it.
I've been 8th once, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe. I don't remember. That's all, that whole period of my life is a blur. Genuinely. But yeah, so Franny goes to the sanctuary with Carolyn, Heidi, and Lauren. I loved that they have virgin margaritas for Carolyn.
Of course.
I was like, yes, of course they do. Well, they also had to have it for Carson, hypothetically.
Yeah, hypothetically, yeah.
Hypothetically, because he's a small child.
Small twink.
Well, what's the legal drinking age in Fiji? No, I think.
But I think they still. I think they
it's
still go
21.
by like
They still
US
go by
rules
American,
or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, they all get their letters from home, and it's all lovely and beautiful, and they're laughing and
Very emotional for sure.
they're like, "This could be a 4," and I'm like, "Yes, please."
Literally,
Please!
Logan. I was like, please, begging.
It's like, this is the mothers, quite literally, and Franny. Like, please.
Literally, Black Widow Part 2.
Literally. I'm just like, ah.
Anyway.
I do hope that we get the mothers aligning. Lauren, Heidi, Carolyn, even though they all come from different tribes. Like, I do hope that somehow happens.
Well.
We'll talk about the dynamic at the end. There's a lot to get through. But
after the vote.
Yeah. So Jam Jam is sad and mad.
Yeah.
because he wanted to see his husband. We get the cutaway again. This is, I think, the second or third little cutaway moment we've gotten from Jam Jam. His gorgeous husband. They're beautiful.
Oh, he is fine. His husband.
Oh, okay. I mean, so is Jam Jam, to be fair. Yeah. But, ooh. I know you and I are thinking the exact same thing right now, Robyn. So, I don't have glasses. I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Right.
But yeah, so everybody that is not on the reward is talking, which is Jam Jam, Danny, Carson, Jamie, and they're saying, Franny, we're voting Franny. Franny, we're voting Franny. Franny, we're voting Franny.
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 Franny. Franny.
I'm gonna put up a letter right now. Who is it?
Franny. Is it Franny?
Yeah.
And then, oh boy, Jamie. Oh, Jamie. She decides, and it's so innocent the way that she does this.
It's so innocent, though.
She's just like, well, my idol is gone, so I'm just gonna share my truth. I'm just like, Jamie. Oh, you sweet, sweet woman. I love her.
I love her too.
So she tells the men, so I had an idol, and it's now gone because Kane walked out with it because we thought there was going to be a knowledge is power. So Lauren gave me her extra vote, and I gave Kane my idol. And immediately Danny's like, no, that's bullshit. And I'm like, but it's not, though.
Literally.
And then the next morning, she tells the ladies about her idol. And immediately Franny's like, oh, so we heard the tall tale. And I'm like, no.
Right.
Jamie, now.
Like, Danny also was like, because of that, he's like, well, if Franny wins immunity, then it's Jamie. It's like,
I'm so curious. When did Jamie find out that her idol was fake? And what was her reaction? If that is not the first thing that is asked in her exit interview. Like,
either at Ponderosa.
Well, the thing is, no one at Ponderosa knew she had a fake idol, I think. Oh, Carson did, I think.
Does Carson know it was fake?
I believe so, because I think Matthew told him
that
he had the real one.
Did he?
I thought Matthew told Carson that his was real and that Jamie's was
real. To put
I don't remember.
Target on her back. That's what
I don't remember.
But yeah.
So was it when they all got back to the US and Matthew texted Jamie saying, hey, your idol is fake?
That's probably when she found out.
Oh, poor baby. If that's not the first question asked in her exit interview, I'm going to be mad. Mike Bloom? I'm talking to you, Mike Bloom. Thank you for all your work. I really do appreciate it. You're great.
But I just want to say that, of course, we haven't seen much like strategically from Jamie, so I don't know why they would think she's a liar for that. Because I'm like, can y'all not tell when somebody's lying or not? I mean,
Franny goes as far as to say in confessional that Jamie is the biggest threat in the game at this point. Now, I love me some Jamie.
Because she has an idol.
No, because of her lying skills. Now, I love me some Jamie. Let me make that very clear. That is my home state sister, and I hope she does very well. I don't know all of the circumstances because I was not on that island, and I'm seeing 45 minutes of an edited TV show that happened over 48 hours. But in what universe is Jamie the biggest strategic threat at this moment?
Literally.
There are 3 other people on this tribe who have won an individual immunity.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw Franny's interview saying that Jamie had lied about something or some other thing. I think she lied about how the vote went for Brandon or something, and then they found out the truth, and that's what made her more look like suspicious and them not trust her. But I'm like, that's one situation, but yeah.
Okay, sure. Well, we go to immunity. Immunity is here. Immunity is happening. And they
wait, Logan, we didn't talk about the biggest thing that happened at the reward.
Oh,
Carolyn bringing up Danny's name. You know how much I was like, she better ask the questions we all want to hear.
She's like, so why don't we take out Danny?
And I'm just like, she's telling that to Heidi too. She's like, when are you?
Okay, I'm
wink,
like,
wink, nudge, nudge. When are you ready to?
Well, and Heidi is saying like, I'm not a duo with Danny. I need to know when the right time is to take out Danny. And I'm like, but you've done nothing to say that. You can say it all you want, Heidi, and that's fine. And if Danny's better for your game, which I do think he is in the case of Heidi's game, I do think in a lot of ways, Danny is very good for Heidi's game.
I think they see him more of a threat over her, and definitely
he's a big shield in front of her. And if the Tika 3 decides to target a Ahsoka member next, it's going to be Danny over Heidi, most likely. Even though her name was thrown out this episode.
Judging by this episode, but we'll get into that. Yeah.
It's weird.
It's weird, yeah.
It's like Danny is an untouchable. I don't understand it.
He keeps skating by.
If he wins, Robyn, I give up. I'm dead ass. I'm giving up. Like,
don't. I don't think. I don't know. I don't think he has. I think about like the people in the jury, like Brandon, Franny, Kane. I don't think they're voting Danny in the end. You know, maybe who did I say? Maybe Matt votes Danny, but with Franny going to jury, I don't think he'll even vote Danny. But
I don't know. It depends on what Franny is ultimately going to value.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see. But okay, now we're at the immunity where they make these children crawl through the sand like worms. And I'm just like, why?
I don't know. I enjoyed watching them squirm.
I was like, what is happening?
I enjoyed them squirming through the sand. I'm not gonna lie. This was the one also with the rope, right? And then the buoy going through.
Yeah, so they have to move the buoy through the thing, unlock the piece, and then it's the starfish puzzle at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone did pretty well in this one. I think besides Miss Carolyn. Miss Carolyn, poor Miss Carolyn keeps coming in last, which is not bad for her, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
This star puzzle, have we seen it before? Because I just want to know. Somebody told me no, but you know, I don't know much about Survivor. And I'm like, Carson winning this, looks to my left, looks to my right.
That's what I was gonna say. It looked familiar to me. I think it's only maybe 1 or 2 iterations.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, Carson wins immunity. Good for him.
Do we also think he tried to throw it at some point for Franny to catch up?
Maybe.
Because at one point he had made a mistake and had to like redo like.
No, I think that was a genuine mistake.
You think so? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't see Carson, like, as much of a super fan as he is, I don't see Carson, like, if he's that close to an immunity, I don't see him throwing. Especially for Franny, of all people, like, I don't think.
I know. But, you know, keeping Franny around another shield, but I get it, right? It's dwindling down and you want to win immunity eventually.
Carson is very well insulated, so I think the last thing he needs to worry about is shields.
Yeah.
Because I don't think if what's it called? if Ratu and Sokka, those are the words I'm trying to come up with. If Ratu and Sokka decide, hey, we're going to team up together and go against the Tika 3, I think they target Jam Jam.
Yeah, Jam Jam is for sure on top of the list for targets over the other two for sure. I don't know. Carson did win an immunity, so maybe this may put him a little more front and center. But also, I think it also helps that he won this beating Franny. So it kind of shows some favor with like Sokka and Danny in terms of like, hey, I had to win this for us so that we could get rid of Franny. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I could see that being more beneficial. This win being more beneficial to him than hurting him.
Yeah.
In the long run.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you. But
yeah.
So we go back to camp.
Mm-hmm.
And Franny is just like, I'll cut anybody. Just not me. And Danny's still like, no, Franny. And once again, we have Jam Jam and Carson in the middle because Carolyn doesn't want to vote out Franny.
Yeah, they're really close.
They finally have a good connection.
Yeah. I think Carson sees that as well.
Yeah. And they're like, we don't want to piss off Carolyn. But
he's a threat.
But then Danny is going around getting his like Franny votes.
Mm-hmm.
And tells the plan to Heidi, but says, don't worry, I don't need your vote.
Avril?
I'm sorry.
Right.
Like, the fuck? What do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Your votes are so locked in at this point that your own ally from your tribe.
I don't care. See, that's what I don't like about Danny, right? I don't care if you think that you got the vote. And that's where the cockiness comes in, right? It's like, oh, well, I got the votes. I don't even need your vote. Like, how do you know these people are really with you? Yeah, they voted with you a few rounds, but they could flip at any moment when Heidi is like supposedly your number one, and she will be the vote that you want her to be 100%. You know what I mean? So I didn't get that move from Danny at all. But honestly, it kind of is driving Heidi away, you know, because we see her going with the decision to vote out Danny because Carolyn wanted that, and then the girls were kind of planning that as well.
Yeah.
Until for some reason they changed the vote to Heidi. But
and then Heidi goes to the women and it's just like vote out Danny, and then and then they all throw out Heidi's name.
Yeah.
Why?
I think they all thought Heidi was lying. Like, oh, Heidi's telling us to do Danny now? It must be a trick. Lord, these people don't know how to read anyone. Everyone that's telling the truth, they all think they're all lying. And I'm like, is that what the game is now? Just everyone not believing anything? Oh, gosh. It really pissed me off because they could have had the votes to get out Danny here. If they all stuck to the plan.
It makes no sense. And then we go to tribal and it makes less sense. And I just
not make less sense. I kind of figured it was going to be Franny, although they were like trying to make us think it's going to be Danny or Heidi. Definitely after Lauren was talking about, look at Danny and I, we're enemies and now we're friends. So look at us. I was already knew that what was up, and then Franny was gonna go, my queen, my mother. I never, she's like the Lindsay of 42 for me, because like I love Lindsay.
I loved Lindsay. Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep it real because we do it here on this podcast. I don't usually root for like, white people.
Valid.
I usually am rooting for my people of color, just because I want to see us win, But it takes a certain type of person to win me over, just like Carolyn has, Franny has. Franny, I would have been okay with her winning. Carolyn, it's the same way, and at least Franny's going out with like being this comp beast, and she's not being taken out for not doing anything. A lot of time women just get taken out for just breathing in this game. So at least I could say that, Franny, you were a threat, mama, and you had to go.
Most of the immunities this season have been won by a woman, so I'm happy about that.
I know Danny's upset about that
because he still hasn't won. Woo. But yeah, so Franny's voted out in a vote. Oh, go ahead.
No, I just want to say, and I got a bone to pick with Jack whenever he sees this episode. They see this episode. Jack, honey, not you lied to me about the spoilers.
Wait, they lied?
Well, it's not really that they lied.
Oh my God, I remember that. Who was it?
Wikipedia?
Yeah, who was it supposed to be?
Jack was like, oh, they posted this. I went on there and it dead ass at Danny. So I was like so excited for Danny to go this week, and then it was Danny.
I wish.
I was like, oh my God, not that.
No.
But whatever.
Oh.
There's always next week.
That's true. Yeah, so Franny's taken out in a vote of 5-2 to 1. The 5 coming from Danny, obviously, Jamie and Lauren, and then Carson and Jam Jam. The 2 were on Heidi, which came from Carolyn and Franny, and the 1 was on Danny, coming from Heidi. So
literally, Heidi was willing to vote Danny.
I hope that shows the remaining women, because they have a majority. They can all just come together and vote out. I
hope that shows Carolyn that Heidi is with them.
And that Carson and Jam Jam are not with her anymore.
That's the thing. I don't know if she'll do it, but I need Carolyn to go against Tika at this point. I get it, right? Yes, the target hasn't been her, but they're leaving her out of the votes. They're not giving her the correct information. That is not an ally to me. I'm sorry. If you're not giving me any information in the game, and it's okay if I wanted to do my own thing and let me do that, but inform me of the plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm sure they did, right? Or they didn't want to like upset them because, we're doing Franny, which Carolyn is close to her, but I don't know how Carolyn's gonna come out of this and how she's gonna feel about them betraying her and not voting with her, because I feel like constantly Carolyn's been like, well, let's do this, and they are doing the opposite, and to me that's not a teamwork, that's a dictatorship when you're just telling me what to do instead of like working as a team. But whatever.
Yeah, so Franny's taken out 8th, which has now become a bit of an icon spot in the modern era of Survivor. I don't know. I'm actually kind of curious who got 8th on Survivor 40. Winners at War. I'm kind of curious now. Because the last 3 seasons have been a lovely 8th place. 1, 2, 3, 4. It does continue with Winners at War.
Who went out?
Jeremy was in Winners of
Okay.
War. But then listen to this. Jeremy in Winners of War, Shan,
Mother.
Hi,
Father.
and then Noelle.
Mother again.
And now
All amazing people, all great game player, all people that are big threats that could have won the game.
all people that in the modern era at least should come back.
Right.
Can we get a Survivor 8th place? Just all 8th places?
Not all 8th places.
And then just see who gets 8th.
think they should do that. I don't know why they don't. I don't know. They should do more seasons like that. Like, especially like a first boots or something too. That would be great.
First boots is long overdue, but I just would feel bad because we all know Cassandra would get voted out first for a 3rd time.
Cassandra?
So, I forget. Okay, so.
I thought it was Francesca that got voted.
Or it's Francesca. No, that's her name. You are 100% correct.
No, it is like, I don't know Cassandra. I know Francesca.
I'm thinking Cassandra from Big Brother Canada is where my mind is currently. No, we all know Francesca is going to get voted out for a 3rd time. Or first
if
for a
they
3rd
do
time.
that, I will swing. But also in terrible circumstances. Oh, she went out the first few times.
She
hopefully with the new era, it's changed a little because I'm hope they having some training, diversity, and conscious bias training, whatever the fuck they say they do.
I don't fucking know. But well, that's this episode. We've got, I think, 4 more.
What was this, episode 8?
This was 10.
Oh, 4 more?
Top 7, top 6, top 5.
5 is when they do the finale, I thought.
It's only 3 more episodes, I guess.
Yeah, 3.
Wow.
Unless they split it up this time. But
I thought it was 14 episodes last season. I don't know why I'm thinking that. I'm not sure.
No idea.
But it'll be over before we know it, and then maybe we'll have Survivor South Africa.
Me not watching.
You should. It's so good.
I know. I just can't keep up. I just can't.
Well, they're only one day a week.
American versions.
They're only one day a week.
Oh.
It's Australia that's like 3 to 4 times a week.
Oh, yeah.
But South Africa's only once a week, so.
I know. I'll think about it.
Well, last season was the outlier. It was, I think, 3 episodes a week. But
because I'm like, for me personally, I'm like never out of like watching Survivor because if I do need to watch, I just like, okay, I haven't seen this season of the US. Let me watch.
Well, and I was gonna say, because you've seen Heroes versus Villains, right?
No.
I think that's when we're in a Survivor lull period, we want to do a cup refilled for.
Yeah, if y'all do that, I will watch just like a podcast about it.
I haven't watched it in years, so
I'll just say, of course, I'm not gonna know a lot about these Heroes versus Villains, but I'm just gonna be commenting on what I see on the season. So
valid.
And of course, I know some of them, of course, because
and you know who wins.
I do know who wins. Yes.
So
Mother.
She got such a raw deal on Australian Survivor too.
But I get it. She's a big threat.
She either wins or goes home on day 13. There's no in between. Literally, in her 5 appearances,
yeah,
she's won twice, and every other time she has gone home on day 13.
Well, at least it's a routine.
Honestly. And it's even brought up in Australian Survivor on Blood versus Water. She's like, day 13, it's the day I normally go home, and then she goes home.
See? Manifesting that.
Honestly.
She needs to stop.
Honestly. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Robyn, this was a cute little kiki this week.
Moment. Lana didn't make it, but it's okay. We held it down.
No one else bothered to be here. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'm kidding.
Listen, you're lucky I didn't have to go to tribal in my org tonight.
That part.
Our people got first place. We ate.
Period. Well, thank you for joining us for yet another episode of Survivor 44. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place. Hopefully more people. But this was always lovely with Robyn. Follow Robyn. They're great. They do a lot of things. If you are interested in online Survivor or Big Brother based games, Robyn does a lot of those, and they're great at it. So if you're interested, follow Robyn.
Me
They
not
do great
doing them
things.
at the moment because I'm in this game, but hopefully soon I'll get back into it. But I host a lot of America's Next Top Model for sure.
And make sure to follow us. We've got a lot on the horizon. Maybe new channels, maybe new social media, maybe, I don't know, other things. You just have to wait and find out. And with that, Robyn, cheers, my love.
Oh, cheers with my Coke.
Woo. Goodbye now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. What are you doing here? Goodbye.